Hey there, and welcome to Living in Austin, Texas. My name is James Johnson, and I'm a realtor with the Lone Wolf Realty Group at Coldwell Banker. Today, we are going to go over the top 10 reasons you might not want to move to Austin. Now, we want to go ahead and preface that by saying, look, we definitely want you to come. We definitely want you to be a part of here. But these are 10 things that may deter you away. And if that's the case, if it's not the right fit for you, then we want to make sure that we give you the real in real estate, right? Because a lot of people try to sugarcoat stuff, and we're really here to try to tell you exactly what you're going to get yourself into. So let's go ahead and dive in. To kick our list off today, we are going to talk about our reason number one of not to move to Austin, Texas. We're going to start off with extreme weather. It's currently February. Today we had a high of 80, but last week we had lows in the 30s. 2 years in a row we've gotten very, very hard freezes in the month of February, which really just is not typical for Texas weather. But with stuff ever changing, that is what we are experiencing. And another thing to really keep in mind is those Texas summers, right? I mean, it can get very, 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 very hot here, and sometimes it doesn't go away. I know last summer we had maybe 21 or 22 days in a row where we had triple-digit highs. So if that's not something that you can handle or want to get yourself into, then it's definitely something to consider. Another thing is Austin also has a lot of ways to get out of the heat and to get out of the cold, right? I mean, of course, everybody has a home and you can stay warm and cozy around a campfire, but in the summer, it's a little bit harder. But thankfully, there's plenty of rivers around, plenty of places to get in the water, get wet, stay cool. So don't let it fully deter you away, but just realize if you do come here, weather can be a bit extreme, but Texas has its own mother nature, and she's just as kind as she is cruel. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe and the like button. And if you are here, if it's the time that you came back and watched some other of our videos, thank you so much. Please just make sure that you are subscribed and you do have our notification bell on. That way, anytime we post a new video, you're the first to know about it. Really helps keep you in the loop, and if anything comes up that you want to see, it's good to get notified. Reason number two on our list today is going to be bugs. Being that Austin has a ton of green space, a lot of green belts, a bunch of rivers and lakes, we definitely have more than our fair share of bugs, and of course, those pesky mosquitoes. So it's really something that, as you come into Austin, if you're not from a place that does have bugs, maybe from a higher elevation or, from somewhere that's a little bit drier and doesn't have that, it's definitely going to be an issue that you're going to have to deal with. Of course, keep a can of spray, of bug spray anywhere that you go to make sure that you have that protection, right? And something that you may not know, of course, here in Austin, Texas, we are well known for having a big bat population that you can actually go down to the South Congress Bridge kind of in the late fall and really get to see millions and millions of bats come out to life. And the reason that they love to come to Austin is because we have such a huge bug population as well. And so, those bats go out and eat tons and literal tons of bugs and insects all across Austin. And so we welcome them, of course. We love having them around. They definitely keep the bugs down in that time of year when they are starting to get bad. But it's something to consider, right? If you're somebody who doesn't love bugs, then it may not be the best place for you. But if it's something that you can deal with, of course, we definitely want to have you. Coming up as number 3 on our list of reasons not to move to Austin, Texas, we are going to talk about property taxes. Of course, Texas is a non-income tax state, and so with that, we do have higher property taxes than most states. But Austin kind of, got a bad rap whenever values and sale prices really appreciated at an exponential rate. That really caused some people to really take a toll and really get hurt on their tax bills. It's definitely not common to see properties, pay 10, 15, maybe 20,000 in yearly taxes on their property taxes. Granted, those properties are 500,000, a million, right? And they have about a 2% tax rate in some of those areas, but definitely not uncommon to see homes, of course, where you're paying over $1,000 a month in property taxes in your escrow. So just keep that in mind, right? As you're looking for a house, as you're shopping for your affordability, working with your lender, property taxes are going to play a huge role. And if you're coming from a place that does not have property taxes, just make sure that you account for that whenever you're doing your budgeting and really figuring out that budget for your house. Reason number 4 on our list today is allergies. Austin, of course, with the amount of trees that we have and being in the hill country, we do have tons and tons of allergies, and most of the time they are a year-round issue for most people. I personally do not have a very tough time with allergies. Kind of take that as, growing up, being outside, working on a ranch, being out in the elements. I think I've kind of grown a little bit accustomed to it, but even then, I still get my fair share of issues whenever cedar fever comes around, right? Tons of cedar in the air. You can actually see clouds and clouds of the pollen moving through the air at some times of the year. So if you're somebody who is super hyper allergic to, pollen in the air or dust in the air, stuff like that, just make sure that you're taking careful consideration as to how to mitigate that, whether that's, improved circulation and ventilation in your home, or, where you are as far as, up on a hill, down in a valley, that kind of thing, right? Something to very, very much take into consideration, because it's something you're going to deal with every day. It's going to be all year round. And, if you're somebody who gets really beat up by allergies, then just take special consideration to that. So reason number 5 on our list today of reasons not to move to Austin, Texas, we are going to talk about traffic. As you probably have heard, traffic here is terrible, especially along the I-35 and the Mopac Expressway. A lot of the times, especially in peak hours, it is standstill traffic. Now, it may not be as bad as, I-10 in Los Angeles or, downtown of New York City, something like that, but compared to the rest of Texas, it is very, very traffic heavy and very, very congested, especially in those peak hours. More times than not, it's going to take you 30, 45 minutes to get to your normal destination that may have taken you, only 20 minutes, right? Avoiding those peak hours is very, very essential. So if you have a flexible work schedule, or you're able to get up a little bit early and get to work early, definitely consider that, because traffic is going to be a major role and a major factor in your day-to-day life. Reason number 6 on our list today of reasons not to move to Austin, Texas, we're going to talk about some affordability. So of course, it was a hot topic here in Austin, Texas. We saw, 20% appreciation year over year on some properties, and that really hurt our affordability, especially whenever interest rates did exactly what they did, right? They increased and, at some points doubled. And so with that, it really hurt our affordability, and that is not even taking into consideration the rental market, right? I personally, when I first moved here, which would have been December of 2019, we had rent for $1,300 for a 1-bedroom, which, in itself is not that great, but by the end of the 2 years that we were there, they were renting the exact same unit for over $1,600. So, it kind of got out of hand, but I will like to add that it has been improving, right? I mean, as demand has slowed in the overall market, we've definitely seen activity come down, and that has kind of brought affordability back into, something that we can actually manage, right? So rental rates are coming down. As homes sit on the market, they're not able to get the amount of money, or, whether that's rent or purchase, right? They're not able to get those prices, and so that brings prices down, which in fact, helps people with affordability. So something to take into consideration, right? I mean, affordability and budgeting are all main points whenever you're trying to pick where you want to live and where you want to move. So just keep in mind that, Austin is going to be a little bit on the pricier side compared to other parts of Texas, as well as other parts of the United States. So reason number 7 on our list today is a little bit of a funny one, but we definitely wanted to humor here. So one reason why you might not want to move to Austin, Texas is too many options for your dinner choices. I know personally this has happened to me time and time again. We get into an argument in the car, we're trying to figure out where we want to eat, and there's just too many good options to decide from. So, you're going to find your favorites. You're going to have, of course, the staple chains that are everywhere, the Chili's, the Olive Garden, right? But go beyond that. Really take a step and try some local places, some mom and pop shops, some hole in the walls, right? All of these places and parts of town are going to have their own unique characteristics and their own unique restaurants and food. Whether you're downtown or the Domain or, Westlake Hills, right? There's going to be all kinds of crazy places that you've never heard of, but you should try. So whenever you get to Austin, make sure that you have an open mind and you're willing to go ahead and let whoever's pick, because at the end of the day, there's going to be good food all around you. So reason number 8 today on reasons not to move to Austin, Texas, we're going to talk about loud music. So as you probably heard, Austin is the live music capital of the world, and with that comes a lot of jamming, and as you can see the guitars behind me, right? I mean, a lot of people around here love music and are passionate about music, and so it may be a random Tuesday night and somebody's having a jam session in their garage. You may be trying to have a nice dinner, and all of a sudden somebody hops on the open mic and they're blaring some Metallica, and they just have to scream it all out. So loud music is not really what you're into, or music at all. Definitely take that into consideration as you're trying to figure out the perfect place for you. But if you love music, if you love to experience live music, Austin definitely could be a place for you. Reason number 9 on our list today is a little shout out to all the entrepreneurs who are thinking of moving their business to Austin, Texas. So there is a lot of competition. Of course, we are a large metro, but that brings a lot of competition in a bunch of various industries, whether that's bars, restaurants, service companies, supply companies. If you're planning on making a move to Austin, you have to understand that there is a large economy here and lots of competition. Now, I think competition is a good thing. It keeps everybody honest. It allows you to differentiate yourself from others based on the services that you actually can provide to your consumers. So I think competition is good and it's healthy. And of course, survival of the fittest, right? If you believe in your product and you believe in your business and you really think that you could stand apart, then Austin's a great place to do it, because there's so many people here, so many consumers needing both goods and services. There's a ton of opportunity, especially in the business world. So if that's something that you're looking for and you're looking to take your business to the next level, Austin very well could be a make or break for you, right? I mean, it could be too competitive and maybe hard to differentiate, but you may thrive, right? You may get into a situation where you're having to evolve at a much faster rate, and that could be good for your business, right? And with the amount of population is here and the amount of people who need both goods and services, the chances of success are very high as long as you're willing to put in the work. Rounding out our list of the top 10 reasons not to move to Austin, Texas, is a little known airport known as Austin Bergstrom International. So if you haven't been here, you're really not missing anything. This place is known for hour-long wait times and security, lines out of the door just trying to get in, trying to check your bags. With only one terminal and one drop-off and one pickup area, it can definitely feel the effects of that busy traveling season, right? So the holidays are very busy and stressful. Of course, summertime, there's always going to be flights coming in and out. The airport does a good job of trying to get those good flights and be able to get to good destinations, but the actual functionality of a small airport, you really get to feel those trains, especially during the peak times, right? I mean, if you're trying to catch a 8 a.m. flight or the last flight out of the evening, something like that, you definitely need to make sure that you're going to get there ahead of time in case you catch it on a bad day, and you definitely don't want to miss those flights. So definitely check out the Austin airport. It's really nice. It has a lot of good amenities, but it's just very small. So whenever it comes to getting in and getting out of there, be courteous of your time. Thanks for tuning in and going over our top 10 reasons why you might not want to move to Austin, Texas. Don't be alarmed. We're not trying to push you away. We just want to put the real in real estate, right? We want you to know about the possible shortcomings that you might have if you decide to make a move to Austin. It is our duty as realtors and as professionals to provide you with a full scope of the knowledge of what you're actually going to be moving into, right? We don't want to just paint it all as sunshine and rainbows. We definitely want to give you the real, right? We want you to be informed. We want you to make informed decisions. And so if you're looking for that, if you're really looking to make a move and you want to take the next step, we have people calling in all the time, weekly, monthly, etc. Be sure to either shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just call us directly. So that way we can help you put a plan in place to make that move as smooth and as swiftly as possible. Last thing we want to do is cause any headaches. So if you're looking for something like that, reach out to the Lone Wolf Realtor Group. Again, my name is James. I'm a realtor here in the Austin area, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you so much.